Welcome to Week 10 of the Diabetes Education Program. My name is Connie Horton. I'm a certified diabetes care and education specialist who has a background in nursing. Today, we're going to talk about goal setting. This is our last session in the Diabetes Education Program, and I'm so excited that you've hung in there to make it through all 10 sessions. We're also going to talk about your support system, staying in charge of your diabetes, and looking to the future. As you continue your journey with diabetes, you should continue to set goals. Goal setting will help keep you mindful of your actions and evaluate your progress, and also help identify any barriers you might have. So, for week 10, let's focus on how's it going with your goals that you set in weeks 3 and 7. And how's the family goal going as well? When we look at goal setting, we want to think about your successes, your challenges. How do you need to adjust your goal, or do you need a new goal? Today we're going to spend some time thinking about these things. First of all, successes. How has working towards your goal improved your diabetes or overall health? What can you do to continue working toward this goal? Are you ready to think about adding a new goal? Now, let's think about challenges. When looking at challenges, I'd like for you to name a challenge you've had to work on toward your goal. How have you been coping with the challenge? Do you feel your goal is practical, measurable, realistic for right now? And where can you find support to help you cope with the challenges you've encountered? Today, we're going to look at the Family Goal Setting Workbook starting on page 9. Just like in session 7, you're going to choose what exercises to work on together. First, you need to decide if you want to change, update, or add to the goals you've set before. Remember, you've set 2 goals previously, and you will again today if that's what you decide to do. Remember, the first goal is the person with diabetes health goal. It may be the same as the one you set in session 3 or in 7. You may want to adjust it a little bit or add a new goal to it if you're having a lot of success with it. Remember, it's important that these goals are practical, measurable, and realistic given what you're currently doing. It's best if it's something you could do at least 4 days each week. So instead of saying you want to lose 1 pound, say what you could do 4 days a week that could help you to lose 1 pound. The second is the family goal. This is the goal that the family member makes to support the person with diabetes goal. You'll do an exercise together that helps set family goals. Just like in session 7, you can decide what exercise you want to do. There's a table on page 10 in your book that can help you pick. When you're discussing how things have been going, one of these may pop out to you. Communicating needs comes up in 2 versions. The first one helps you talk about how to work towards your goal together. The second helps if you're getting a lot of reminders for your goal but feeling discouraged. Developing accountability partnership may be the best if your family members also want to work toward a health goal, or if they have a goal similar to yours. It's also good if you've had a lot of success and want to keep it up. You can also do collaborative problem solving again if you're having a new barrier or challenge to meeting your goal. There's a second copy of that in your workbook. If you're not sure what to pick, just choose one that you haven't done yet. Now I'd like for you to work on your goals with your family member. If your family member is not there, you can get together with them to do this. First, I'd like for you to talk with them about your goals. Once you have a goal, work together on an exercise, and the exercise will help you identify a goal to support the person with diabetes. Remember, if there's no family goal, that is not good. An okay family goal will be reminding or will help the patient's goal, but no clear plan. Good will do a specific action that will be helpful or schedule check-ins to discuss progress, and extra credit is doing the goal together. So, let's look at page 9 in your book. Just check in. Discuss the questions that are listed on page 9 with each other. Remember, PWD is the patient with diabetes. So initially, the family member should ask the patient with diabetes the questions at the top of the page. And then the patient with diabetes should ask your family member the next set of questions. and then together share your thoughts on the questions, and then look back at your SMART goal that you had written down on page 1 and answer how well you're working towards your goal. So if you look on page 1 in your book, you may have torn this page out, or it may still be attached. Under session 10, which is the 4th column, you're going to put today's date. If you need to make changes to your SMART goals from 3 or 7, you can write changes here. If you need a new SMART goal, you can write it there as well. How often you're working toward the goals is next, what exercise you're completed, and then lastly, you'll fill in your new family goal for this week, if you have one. So on page 10, the left-hand side of the page, colored page, goes over. If you'd like it to be easier to meet your goal each week, you feel uncomfortable or awkward about getting loved ones involved in your goal, you know what your family member could do to help you be successful or overcome a challenge, or your family member isn't sure how to best support your goal, you may need to do Communicating Needs version 1, which will be on a page 11 through 13 in your book, in your goal setting workbook, You and your family member sometimes argue about diabetes or your goal. Your family member often reminds you about your goal, and your family isn't sure how to best support you. You may need Communicating Needs version 2, which are on page 14 to 16 in your workbook. If it would be more fun to work on your goal with another person, or you need to think about your goal more between group sessions, or you have been successful with your goal and want to keep it up, or if your family member has a similar health goal, you'll want to work on developing an accountability partnership, which is on pages 17 through 19 in your book. Or if you thought of a barrier or challenge and want a plan to deal with it, you know something that might get in the way of your goal, you're having some trouble overcoming barriers or challenges, or you're working hard to overcome barriers or challenges and would like it to be a little easier, you will do pages 20 to 22 in your book, which are collaborative problem solving. Of course, step 3 is the skill building exercise. So you will determine which one you want to do. If you're doing Communicating Needs right now, go to page 11 through 13. If you're doing Communicating Needs version 2, go to page 14 through 16. If you're developing accountability partnership, go to page 17 through 19. Or if you're doing collaborative problem solving, go to page 20 through 22 in your book. When you go to these pages, just fill in the answers to the questions, and this will help you eventually get to step 4, which is setting a family goal. Remember to stop at the bottom of the page that has the stop sign. Once you've done that, I'd like for you to come back. You can pause the program for right now, and when you finish, please come back and let's wrap up with the end of this session. Let's talk about setting boundaries. Sometimes boundaries need to be set, and sometimes we need to have certain words available for situations and misguided support. Some examples of this are, I'm enjoying my blank, so I will pass. I'm still not eating those foods right now, but thank you. I am still not eating those foods right now, and I appreciate your support in this. What are some other things you can say or have said in the past? If you look on page 120 in your Diabetes Basic book, you will see more examples here. Discuss these things with your family member. Discuss with your family member what ways he or she thinks sound best. Family members, share with the person with diabetes how you think your friend or family will receive these statements, and which do you think the person with diabetes should use. If there is anything that you could say in these moments, if you're there. If families are not together, if y'all aren't together right now, ask them to think about it, write down some ideas, and share with each other when you can talk later. Remember, we have other support resources. The support you need will change over time. Find the resources that fit your needs. Some other resources that are available are behavioral health professionals, social workers. You might be able to get involved in a cooking class or exercise program. Places to check on these things might be at the community colleges near you, extension area offices, the area agency on aging, and even online have a lot of resources to help. It is important to stay in charge of your diabetes. At each visit with your care team, you should review your glucose logs and ability to manage your glucose, watch out for complications, and make changes to care plans as needed. You might want to consider more education at some point in the future, especially if you have changes in your health, such as complications that might develop, your insurance that changes, and at least yearly, it's a good idea just to have a reset session to make sure things are going well with your diabetes care. If you look on page 105 in your Diabetes Basic Book, there's a list for care schedule with your healthcare team and when you should have tests and things like that ran. I would like to congratulate you. In your packet for today's information, you should have a certificate of accomplishment and completion. You've completed the 10-week education session. Hopefully you feel more confident in setting goals and being able to pick better for you foods and exercise activities. Congratulations again. There should be a research coordinator that will be in touch to schedule your next visit. Remember, you may have had or will have a 3-month visit from your initial visit for a health screening. You should also have appointments at 6 months, 12 months, and 18 months. A research coordinator should be calling you to set that schedule. I hope you've enjoyed class, and I hope you're better able to manage your diabetes after completing this. I hope you continue with your diabetes education and treatment plan with your UAMS support system. Have a great day.